All right. I was playing. Anyways, I'm in a good mood. I was just taking a little break. Gotta definitely drink some water, stay hydrated, be safe, be responsible. I just definitely had to touch on Martin House when I made it over there. I got a few of their beers, and I've always looked at this one. I always wanted to try it, but I just thought to myself, it's probably like every other Bock. Bock just means goat. That became the name of the style. No further explanation needed because honestly, whatever conversation happened a long time ago. So, the toastyness Texas Bock. So, that's a reference to toasty, and I didn't know, so I had it. So the point is, Bock is a style of lager, but it is a brown lager. So this one's bad boy. So if you're not big on Shiner Bock, but you like porters, and you enjoy a few stouts, this is the bad boy you're gonna want. So it definitely has a beautiful light cascading brown. And the camera looks a little darker, but I got the light on mine so I can see more in depth. It does have that beautiful amber color when I put it through the light. It's definitely already very malty. It reminds me of a beautiful, beautiful porter, which kind of put together it's a lager. I've always been trying to figure it out. So brown ales are right after like ambers, only just because it got darker, but they're still all ales. And then you got your stouts, which are like the most of the most. Then you got Bocks, which are before porters, roughly, very similar in green and brown, but they're lagers. It just smells like coffee and toast going off at the same time. And yep, the silkiness and the lightness of it just down the hatch, so it's something you can still, if you want a brown beer but you don't want something too heavy so you can be out in the sun or be by the pool or hang out, you just want that little extra malty caramel dark flavors, this is it. And then it just has that, first time I had it, I really got a lot of the toasted notes, super intense. It was like smoking, not smoky, it was just like, it was such an intense hit, it was almost like it was in the air. And then a little bit like dark chocolate basically, and like a hint of caramel background. Beautiful. As I had another one today, now I'm getting more of the other notes. It's lighter because I'm keeping it warmer so I can really get all the flavor, but I'm really seeing it. So you're gonna chill it. It's gonna obviously condense a little bit. When things get cold, they shrink almost. And then when it gets hot, they expand. So it can condense and it will feel like a more fulfilling beer. Definitely hitting more of that porter thing, but there's so much intensity that once you do that, you're gonna catch the bitter notes of the smokiness, that beautiful deep maltiness, the richness in them. But it's lager. 5.6, so it's a little up there. Definitely, people might not be big on Bocks, and it's up to you. But if you want to give it one last chance, Martin House is the one I'd take the chance on. I just had to try it, and then first sip was like, bam, it was still nice and chilled. So it was a lot more intense. It was almost like I was drinking a stout, like right in between. But now that I let it open up and I'm actually doing it a little warmer just to really see what it has, it is very light. It is very refreshing, but still has all those flavor qualities that you would want or expect from those other types of beer. So good job. So good. Yeah. There's enough that when it's cold, it's gonna feel a little creamy. So for a lager, it just has a lot of depth and heaviness that you wouldn't expect or anticipate if you're just doing regular Miller or Bud Light and all that Coors and all that stuff, Those are just very light style beers, and people don't get to see the whole big gigantic paths of where lagers can go, The most intense one would probably be Ice Bock, which I haven't found too many, which is kind of interesting. It would cost more because you're gonna brew the beer, do all that beautiful stuff to it. Then they chill it so cold it starts forming ice, and you scrape the ice out, lowering the water level of the Bock. So if anyone knows where they're at, within close to Austin, about a 3-hour drive, because I'll make a 3-hour drive, make it happen. That's a normal period. I don't care who you are. If you say it's an hour and you go, oh, that's far, you don't like to drive. If you go, oh, it's only an hour away, that's cool, I should go there soon. And then you probably do. That's an average drive. You spend probably 2 hours max in your car on a regular day. So it's really not that much. 3 is pushing it, don't get me wrong. I'd have to be a day trip, but I did go to Martin House, so 3-hour drive, worth it. You see Martin House, I mean, if you can keep me posted, well, I wouldn't be able to make it because their barrel-aged beer took off too fast, and I don't know, it's bad. And like, that's great. The locals get to enjoy that. Great. So, oh well. At least I got a few other beers. Finally tried this one. Solid. Not over-exaggerating. I put all that extra information, so if you actually take time to watch this, you can see that's something you want to try. But once you do this one, it's hard to go back. You probably won't go back to Schanderbach. Schanderbach is really light compared to this. This has like the body lightness, but all the flavor and everything else, has a lot going on. So it's worth every penny. Hopefully you get to try that. So anyone looking for brown, this is your path into lager, where you want to jump around and see what's going on and feel around. But it is worth it when you get it. Interesting can. You guys see that's a goat's bones. There you go. So hopefully this is informative and help you understand a little more. And if you already know, then you just haven't tried this, then obviously hopefully I put enough information, you're like, okay, I want to try that. Or you'll be like, oh, that's not my style. Saves you some time, money, pain, and maybe a little anguish, I don't know. But other than that, hopefully you're having a beer you enjoy, and thank you for watching my video. And thank you for taking the time to say hi. Type me up, let me know if anyone else could throw me on Icebox. I'd really like to know any time of year. Forgive me if my communication was off. I was having issues with the app, so I got it down now. I should be able to communicate and add people, and finally got it figured out. Thank you, and have a good night.